the first Wednesday of the month. What does that mean? Well, I'll let you know. That means that we go over what we ended up picking up last month. What got added to our collection here over at the Bear's Lair. We ended up having some nice little additions, some little trials, and a little bit of everything, I guess. Either way, I don't know where I was going to go with that. We have a format that we ended up picking up. We have manga when we end up having it. Then we have independent, followed by DC, and we finish off with Marvel. So with that being said, let's dive into this haul and see what we ended up picking up throughout the entire month of February. You ready? In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Starting off with a hardcover copy of Spectators by Brian K. Vaughan, Nico Hicron. It was a solid little grab. It's a little bit smaller of a book. I've heard this is a little bit more adult-ish, just to give a heads up. But I wanted to try reading some more Brian K. Vaughan because he's notorious known with Runaways, Saga, and Paper Girls. I'm in the process of reading Saga. I'm waiting for the new deluxe to come out. This is going to try and hold me over for that. Oh, and that is by Image. Next up, it's going to be a December read. So this is going down the road that's going to be going over with that. It is by Ed Brubaker, Marcos Martin, Matessa Vincent, and what is it? It is Friday. So I know Ed Brubaker for Reckless and Criminal, and that's the reason why I wanted to dive in and be able to pick this guy up. The story goes around in December. I believe it specifically says the Christmas time. Oh, yep, it's the Christmas vacation from hell. And they may not survive to see New Year. So that's why I wanted to be saving this for December, so I can end up having that entire, ethics or nostalgia of that. So we got one more book left of the Independents. Oh, by the way, we didn't have any manga this time around, so that's why we ended up jump skipping it. That was from Image, I believe, yep. And so our last independent book is by Joshua Williamson, Berzon, and Lucas, and it's going to be book 1 of Birthright. It's a deluxe edition. Got this at Screaming Steel, and honestly, it's a fantasy book that I've been wanting to be picking up, and I can't pass it off at the deal that it was coming over with, and I wanted more Joshua Williamson. I was thinking about possibly picking up his Flash to be able to represent Flash, but I still don't know what I want to pick up quite yet of Flash. I'm loving his Iron Man run that he has right now going on. I know it's only 2 issues in, and for me, it's quite amazing. So that may be it. I don't know. Either character needs to have a representation into our library because we don't have an example of either one in our collection. So now with the Independents done, we're going to go over to DC. And DC is pretty small. And I'm not just talking about haul-wise. It's book-wise. We have the compact edition of Batman the White Knight by Sean Murphy. So I wanted to pick this up because I wanted to take a chance and feel about how I feel about the story. And I like to say this is a tempting bite to be able to go into the story of this nice little cookie called Batman the White Knight. I've seen videos that cover it, but I want to read it with my own eyes because I want to see what's going on. And if it's definitely something I end up liking, I'm going to probably hold out for the omnibus because I know there's a couple of different deluxes that came out of this. I think there was 3 total, and he's working on a 4th story. So if I'm going to like this, then I'll like the omnibus, then I may end up just picking that up. The compacts I like to treat as a little taster, so if it's something I'm not sure about, I'll end up giving that a shot. And push come a shelf, that may be something that I may end up putting in a little library here outside my door. But alright, that covered DC. So we covered manga, which we had done, covered independent, we now cover DC. So that means we have one pool yet to jump into. What's that pool? Well, it's going to be Marvel. And we're going to start off with Volume 2 of Superior Spider-Man. This is over by want to say Dan Slott, but I wanted to picking that up because I want to continue that run and be able to read that. I believe this is Dan Slott for the person that ended up making it. See if I can find volume 1. Oh, it doesn't say. But this is a continuation of that. If you don't know, this is when Dr. Otto Octavius takes over Peter Parker's body and actually becomes, well, the superior Spider-Man. So that was a nice little pickup. Next up is House of M Compendium. This is another one that we got at a screaming deal, so we had to be able to pick it up. And it is also an addition to the House of M omnibus that we do have. So now we have a good chunk of the story to be able to go along with that. We also picked up Decimation last month, so that was a nice little spin that comes over, and that's what really pushed me over to pick up this companion, or the companion. So that's exciting. And the last book is a book that I was super excited about because I'm loving what I'm reading of Kelly Thompson. I love It's Jeff. I love Absolute Wonder Woman. I loved The Black Widow. So I ended up having to add more Kelly Thompson to the collection. How did we end up doing it? Well, we ended up with half of the run of her Captain Marvel. This is volume 1 that comes over with it. Volume 2, I've pre-ordered to make sure that we ended up having it. And I also got a crazy steal that goes on with this. She had, I believe, a 50-issue run. And this has, half of that going on? This has Captain Marvel 1 through 26. And Captain Marvel, The End and Star 1 through 5. Nice solid deal. I ended up picking this up. And something that I'm super looking forward to. So that's the haul. A nice solid little haul that we ended up having for this entire month. We got a little bit of Indie, we got a little bit of DC, and we got a good touch of Marvel. So it's a nice little solid grab this month. I also want to take a second to say, well, happy birthday month to my friend Omar. And he guided me, is a good way of saying it, to what the future book is going to be of this month. And we're going to make a deep dive. We're going to start a huge climb. What is that? That is going to be Giant Size X-Men. Volume 1. Claremont Climb. The good old Mount Claremont. So the reason why we ended up doing this is that this is going to introduce Wolverine to the X-Men. And it's a great status quo that comes over it. I have volume 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to end up pausing and waiting for volume 4. Hopefully get a reprint. I just saw that Age of Apocalypse ended up getting announced for a reprint. And I'm super excited. I'm going to be picking that up. But we're going to flesh that out. So, in respect for Omar, we're going to end up reading Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. First, though, we got to wrap up the Thundercats book, have a review, and the reason why it's taking so long is I'm also planning on doing a deep dive into that book as well. So, to give you a little heads up of some future content, that's what we're going to end up doing. What do you think? Let us know down in the comments down below. Anything you think that should be on top of the pile? We'll put that down in the comments as well. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.